Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you a review of a new Disney Plus movie that recently came out called Togo. Now, Togo is based off of the 1995 Serum Relay. And if you don't know anything about this, if you've ever seen the animated movie Balto, then you know about it. In 1995 in Alaska, there was this major, breakout epidemic in a small little town, and it was in Alaska. And back then, 1995, sled dogs were king, to getting anything, anywhere you wanted to, in, getting around in Alaska. And I think sled dogs are still used today, but back then, and even further back, they were pretty much the way you got around back then, especially in horrible conditions like that. Now, like I said, if you've seen the movie Balto, or you've seen any sled dog movies, Sled Dogs with Cuba Gooding Jr., Iron Will, things of that nature. If you've seen any of those movies, you know about sled dogs. But yeah, this was a real event. Togo is based off of a true story. Balto is also based off of a true story, but it's a bit skewered. But this is the real story of the Balto thing. Balto finished the relay, and so his owner and the guy who was riding, and his the driver got the praise, and Balto got a statue in Central Park for it, because it was a lot easier because it was visually, it was more of a visual thing. But they were coming in the town, delivering it. It was a visual thing. He took a picture of this dog, and Balto got a bunch of the credit. But the real story of this relay is Togo and his owner. And this movie is by far the best movie they put on there. Most of the other movies on there I either haven't finished yet. Like, I'm eventually gonna finish Lady and the Tramp. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I just keep forgetting that I was even watching it. Not to say that it was a bad movie, I just keep forgetting. Noelle, I didn't find worth reviewing. And there's a couple other things that I haven't found worth reviewing. But those are really the only three movies on there, original movies on there so far. Togo is by far the best. First of all, Togo is good enough to be in theaters. If we're being all but honest, this movie is good enough to be in theaters. In fact, I would go as far as to say that this movie is probably going to go down as one of the Disney classics. It just has that vibe to it. When you're watching it, it just has that vibe to one of the Disney live-action classics, or just one of the animated classics. It has that vibe. Willem Dafoe is in it as the in the lead role. I can't remember who's playing his wife, but she was great in this. The dogs are all great, cute, but also the dogs are doing great, almost acting in a way. Whoever trained these dogs trained them great, because you get a lot of emotion out of these dogs' face, and a lot of emotion out of a lot of things. Now, me personally, I've never been a big dog person. I don't mind dogs. I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh my god, get your dog. Like, I'm not that bad. I just, I've never been a dog person. I haven't really had a lot of dogs around me. But watching Togo, I can understand, like, Togo really is the movie that really, to me, that really puts over the idea of man's best friend, of the connection that another person can have with an animal. And it really does a great job of putting that over. And it makes it the thing about Togo that makes it a bit more satisfying and a bit more, heartfelt and, heartwarming, is the fact that this is real. It's like, this isn't some bullshit that some guy just made up, like, oh, they had this close connection. It's like, no. This is real. I looked it up. Been looking it up, ever since I saw the movie about to come out. There was 20 sled racers, like sled guys and their dogs, for this journey to get this serum from one place in Alaska to all the way to the town. There was 20 racers. All 19 of them rode 31 miles each. But Togo and his racer ran the other 261 miles. So just let that go out there. Togo was the lead dog on that entire thing. Almost completely, more than double, more than triple, almost more than like maybe quadruple. so much more, almost like what, 220 miles more than the next dog, or at least 200, yeah, like at least 230 more than the next dog. So that is insane. So this is a real life thing, and like there have been professional like magazines, Forbes and things, who have wrote about this dog. So this is legit shit. In fact, at the end of the movie, they kind of make it abundantly clear that Togo is such an awesome dog. Basically, so brave, so awesome, so heroic that people from around the world, that like professional dog trainers from around the world, came to, to buy his pups because they come from great stock. Put that out there. People from around the world came to buy his pups because that's how badass Togo himself was. So but the movie itself is heartwarming. It's very heroic. It has a very warming presence. It like I said, it just harkens back. It's an old school, and that's what it kind of gives me the vibe of, an old school Disney classic inspirational story that will have you invested in the dogs, invested in the relationship between the dogs. It'll have you sad by the end. There's not much else to tell about this story because it's history, so it's all been written. So I'm just gonna talk about the performances before I wrap this up. Willem Dafoe is great. I mean, Willem Dafoe is great in many things. I even like Willem Dafoe and John Wick, and he wasn't even in it that long. But yeah, Willem Dafoe is usually pretty fucking good in everything he's in. He's great here. The dogs are great. His wife is great. She's a really great. They have really great chemistry, and they have this really great counterbalance. You believe that they're a married couple. You believe that they care about each other. The chemistry between him and Togo is great, and there's bits of the story where they go back in the past, and the puppy Togo is great as well. There are some cute things with that puppy Togo. He's a very smart dog. You instantly fall in love with that dog. Really, the movie's called Togo, and he's really the lead because you really fall in love with this dog and how much heart this dog has and how much this dog loves his owner and just wants to do everything he can to help his owner survive and go on this perilous journey that no one should survive. All odds are against us. We gonna pull this off, and it's just a very inspirational story. It's a great movie. It's a great story. I dug it. I have to give Togo a 9. I don't know if I can go 10, and the only reason I don't know if I can go 10 is because it's not, well, oh, by the way, visually it's great too. The special effects on the ice and the snow and the avalanche, well, not avalanche, but like the snow and the effects of the wind and how it looks like they're literally, and I'm sure they filmed on location for a lot of this because it looks real. But the ice and the avalanche and the water and the snow, like, that looks great. And there's some great shots from above. So it's a great looking movie. But I have to say, the only reason I can't go as far as a 10 is because I don't think it brought enough new things to the table for me. Like, it's not like a movie like Upgrade, where I was like, I've never seen anything quite like this, and it's kind of unexpected to me. I expected this movie to be good, and I expected this movie to be the way that it is. And like the movie to me is in the same category with Remember the Titans, Glory Road, Baldo, the original Baldo. Like, it's in that category with those movies, those historical, inspirational movies. Maybe a Ford v Ferrari. It's in that, like, that's what this Togo movie's in this category with me for, is these historic movies based off of real events that are just inspirational, and they leave you with a yes. And that's what this movie is. This is a great movie. This is a great movie to show to the kids. This is a great movie for the time that it's coming out. So hopefully, like, if Disney Plus kind of surprised me with this movie, because they surprised me with how good this movie is. That made me go, well, what else does Disney have planned to be putting on Disney? What other original thing? Because if this is the newest original thing they put on there, I wonder what else they got cooking. So, hey man, kudos to Disney Plus. I love Togo. I give Togo a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for joining me on Comic Game Movie Show. Please go check out Togo. It's not getting enough love. I've only ever seen like a couple reviews. It came out Friday. Please go see Togo. If you got a Disney Plus account, you gotta check it out. Watch it with the kids. I bet they'll cry. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.